The perfect daily schedule for real estate agents. Most agents are doing this wrong. Now, keep in mind, there are going to be some adjustments and tweaks that you're going to make depending on your strengths. But this gives you a pretty good, solid foundation to build upon. And I have coached many, many super successful real estate agents. So let's dive into it. Okay, most agents don't have a lead problem, they have a schedule problem. Here's the daily schedule built around what actually is going to produce closings for you, especially in this market. Okay, right off the bat, you got to get to sleep. So part of your schedule actually starts the night before. You have to go to sleep at a consistent time. I don't care exactly the time it is, but you got to figure out how much sleep you need. So the very first thing is I want you to test it. You're going to test different times to see how well you do waking up and how many hours you get. I used to always do this for my coaching clients when we first started out. I'd say, okay, how many hours of sleep do you need? They didn't know. They said, well, it's the, okay, it was inconsistent. And you're going to start to see on this schedule or anything you're doing, the more consistent you are, the better results you're going to get. So I want you to immediately test that out. So try going to sleep, whether it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1. I don't really care, but what time you're going to wake up, see how many hours of sleep you need. For most people, I would say it's in that 6 to 8 range. A few people need 9, and some, like me, need a lot less. But just be consistent, see how your body reacts, but test it a couple different ways. Okay, so we're going to do this based off getting up at 6. So the very first thing when you wake up, I want you to visualize your day. So as soon as you're waking up, just close your eyes again and start to visualize that that day that you want, the life that you want, right? We want to get that focus and purpose because this is going to help bookmark and foundationalize the rest of our day. If we set the stage for exactly what we want, all of those goals, think of it for about 30 seconds to a minute of everything that you want, all of your goals, you're visualizing that success of your day. Okay, then you're going to start. I like to go right into it. Gratitude, be thankful for the things that have, write out my goals really quickly, and then I go hit the gym. So we want to get that exercise in. We can listen to audio to and from, or sometimes mine's at the house. I have a lot of gear, equipment, or if I'm doing, the bikes or whatever. If I'm doing a walk, I want to listen to something while I'm doing that, right? But we want to establish that. So we're kind of training, we're visualizing, we're setting our goals, we're really preparing. So that's that first hour. And we've planned our day the night before of what we want to do in the schedule with our goals and everything associated. Okay, so that's that first hour. Get that done, hit it hard. Okay, 7 to 8. Now, this is going to depend a little bit on where your focus is, but for most people, I want you starting a YouTube channel, so you're going to create a YouTube video, right? If you could batch a few in there, great. Look for trending topics. That's going to help you massively with AI. So the more you're building on those trending topics, now when they go to search you out, you have a chance of going viral, even if you don't have tons of subscribers, right? It's a concept video that I just made. You can take a look at it, but we want to record that content. We're going to also post our social media. If you haven't done it the night before, like I do a lot of the times, I schedule it ahead, but you want to get in there and have all of those posts, all the social media content ready to go. Schedule it out for your day so that it's dropping off all throughout the day of what you want to do. Start with one, build it up. So 7 to 8, we're doing that, reviewing. So content's going to compound over time and build future business. So for me, perfect schedule would be recording a YouTube video every single day. Okay, would be creating your content every single day. Now, if you're just at once a week, that's totally fine. But set that off. Now, once 8 o'clock hits, this is going to depend on where your focus is. But for me, this would be depending on the rules, right, of when you can call. If it's whatever time you can call, whether it's 8 or 9 or whatever you're comfortable with, get out there and make it happen. Okay, but you do want to review your CRM. You want to check on follow-up tasks, confirm any appointments, create your call list. Never start prospecting without a plan for that 8 to 9. But if you can call it 8, call it 8, and then do this and get going. And I would even do it the night before to prepare. And then basically from like 8 to, I would say 11 or 12. If you're just starting even an hour of calling is great, but do at least that. Get that power prospecting block in. This is where you're going to be calling your sphere, your past clients, new leads, for sale by owners, expireds, open house follow-up. Just get in there, get those conversations. We're going to shoot for the 10 meaningful conversations minimum, right? If we're doing organic, great. We're following up that. If we're doing paid, awesome. We're going to do that, right? As those come in, we're doing that. And I would target, like for me, I'm doing blocks from like 8 to 12, right? 9 to 12 if I'm heavy social. But you want to get that time in, because if you guard this is really going to help you set up for those 12, 3, 5, or 6 o'clock listings, right? We want to set those 3 listings. If we can't, we'll dive in, make more content, and do the other stuff, but really guard that out. And then same thing in this, you want to be sending those texts probably around 11, send emails, book appointments, update your CRM. I try to do it while you're eating lunch, but if you need that break, you can go ahead and do it at 12 to 1, get that lunch and recharge. But if I have an appointment at 12, I'm going to be eating right before that. 12 o'clock is a great time for people to meet if they're on lunch breaks. I can do a quick Zoom. So I like to eat a little bit before, but you can do that. Just figure out one thing and go with it. There's a little variation on there, but the main idea is we're going to be prospecting 8 to 12, 9 to 12 content, but we really want to get those conversations in. That's going to free up the rest. Now, we're going to take that lunch. We're going to recharge. If we need a little workout, follow up. I like to do things while I'm doing it, learning, watching something. I want to push hard. Now, from 1 o'clock, either 12 or 1, I should have my first appointment. If I don't, guess what I'm going to be doing? Right? I gotta keep working to get it. But this is where you want those buyer consultations, listings. If you're doing CMA, marketing projects, if you can mix in some video editing too a little bit. Figure out a time or date of the week, pick it, and just do the same thing every single time so it's consistent, right? If you're consistently building, okay, if we're going to shoot video, let's shoot a lot during this time so we batch it. If whatever we're going to do, really focus on that time. Then from 3 to 4, lead nurture, right? Check in with those prospects, send market updates, reach out to old leads, ask for referrals. This is also a time where I love to have that 3 o'clock appointment, and I usually put people in that have the most flexibility. This is a secret. So 12 I could always get, 6 to 7 I could always get. The hard one to fill for me was that 3 o'clock. So people that had a little more flexibility, weren't working, were home or whatever, I would try to slide them into that 3 o'clock spot. It works so much better than if I just took up the really good 6 o'clock or really good 12. Right? 12, usually I would try to save for people that were working and they could meet during that time. 3 were people that were had a lot more free time. And then 6:37 were people after work they wanted to meet. So just as a general rule, Monday through Friday, that's what I did. It worked really, really well. Okay, you got a second prospecting window. These are great times to call, by the way. That 4 to 6 hours is very powerful to call. You get extremely high pickup rates. 4:37, 4 to 6 is solid. Of course, in the morning as well. But many homeowners are getting off work. Great time for prospecting, database calls, recruiting conversations, neighborhood outreach. So if you don't have an appointment, guess what we're doing? We're going to work to get an appointment. We need those conversations. Now, 6 to 8, if we're not client times, you could be showing, listing appointments, network events, community events. This is often when people have the most time. I completely agree with it. It's definitely that power time where this is our one. We really want to be hitting the person that has limited time that we can, get that closing from. So 8 to 8:30, after you come back, this is really important. You're going to ask yourself, it's kind of a CEO review, if you will. How many meaningful conversations did I have? Better be 10. Right? If it wasn't, well, did I do everything I could to create that? Now, if we did, great. We'll figure out, we'll set those goals, we'll achieve it the next day. How many appointments did I set? How many follow-ups did I complete? What needs attention tomorrow? You want to plan. Now, what I do also here is I grade each activity. So on my schedule, how did I do? I just do a 1 through 5, A through F, whatever. And then what was my goal? What did I achieve? Right? And then I would send this off to the coach, or the people would send it to me so I can take a look. The accountability piece is huge. Make sure you are in my free coaching, paid coaching. We will be doing this right away. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this content. I think it's very valuable because this breaks down really good plan that works. Now, yes, is there some adjustability? Absolutely. If you're stronger in one area, we're going to focus a little bit more on that area. right? But I like to have a well-rounded approach until we see what your actual strength is, and then we start maximizing in that, right? So it does adjust, right? For those that are saying, well, what about that? Yes, it does. And yes, there's some training in there that we slot in, right? If depending on if we have coaching, if we have a coaching call or a meeting we have to attend, we're gonna carve that out. And we might pick certain days that we do certain things or themes. But here's Coach Driscoll's non-negotiables, right? So every day you got to have the 10 meaningful conversations. If you don't have appointments, I really want that number to 20 or 25. Get it done. Okay, you want to have at least one piece of content. I want one YouTube video, if you can, daily. If not, once a week we start, but we're going to build because it's going to maximize your chances. You're going to be more successful when you're putting out more. Minimum of one piece of content. I would work to get that up to 2, 3, 4, right? Hopefully on trending ones to what we're looking at. You're going to follow up with every active lead. Okay, you're going to post great social media posts with good CTAs. If you're not sure, getting my paid, I'll start giving you them. They work. Ask for at least one referral, right? The minimum. I would like to build that up. Let's get to 2, let's get to 3. It works. You're asking, you get them. Book at least one appointment minimum, right? We want to move closer to 2 or 3, but let's just start with basics. And if you did these over the next 12 months, you'd outperform the majority of agents. Guys, this stuff works. It works, and be consistent at it. Once you know your sleep pattern and schedule, wake up the same time, do the same things. And then what happens, you start to build that consistency. You build habits. Now you're making those calls. You went from, I don't want to do the calls, to where you're consistently making them. You're getting opportunities. You're following up. You're creating content. You're getting better at all of this stuff. Your ROI is increasing in all of these activities. I know because I've done it, right? Where I started off and it just kept building and building, and you get better and better and more efficient at it. Yes, can we tweak it and add it? Of course. We're going to play to your strengths. Whatever you're best at, we're going to focus more on that area while we're shoring up the deficiencies. But guys, this is a great way. I know this formula works for a fact. I know it's worked for myself. I know it's worked for so many people that I've coached. It's a good baseline to start, and then we can improve and adjust and dial it in exactly for you. Okay? Hope you like this and share it. You can feel my energy. I know this one because I've done this so many times. It works. I'm really excited for CU work. Put in the comments below if you can implement this, and if you're going to try, give it a try and absolutely, crush it. Just start. You'll get better and better at it, and you can always reach out for help. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Please subscribe, and I really want you to be successful. So jump in the coaching ones as well, free or paid or both, and let's get after it. Talk to you soon. Take care.